Well, welcome back, my friends, all to another rousing rendition of Choir Boys Outdoors. Back to the business that we do so well. Today, we're having a zero tolerance 0006. Now, it is a nod to the ZT-9. However, this is not a bayonet. This is a tactical style knife. That's what they call it. I would have called it a combat utility. In fact, I wouldn't. Let me just say this. I realized while I was stabbing that tire, man, that thing's about stabbed out. I'll take some time this week and move some around and get a fresh one. If you pay attention, though, I did stab some areas that weren't stabbed. But most people will miss that, as they so often do. Here's the deal. This knife was sent to me by Peterbilt knife guy, old Kev. And you know what we always say about Kev? He is not a backstabbing bastard. He's a damn good dude. Now, he is known for his sharpness. However, this knife has the factory edge on it. He sent it for me to check out, and I'm going to send it over to Frankie at What's the Point EDC, another not backstabbing bastard that I do care about a lot. Frank's a good dude. So is Kev. So Peterbilt, dude, thank you so much for letting me check this out. I am a zero tolerance fanatic. Now, I grew up loving Kershaw, and I knew about Kershaw before I knew about ZT. They are both owned by KIA, if you're wondering why I'm bringing that up. But I adore zero tolerance. I mean, adore them. And I've been wanting to check out a fixed blade. So, brother, thank you so much. And guys, if you haven't checked out Kev, go check him out. If you haven't checked out What's the Point EDC, please do so. Here's the deal, guys. I spent about 2 or 3 minutes right here, and this is a little longer segment, I know, but I just wanted to get all the cutting in that I could, checking the sharpness level, etc. I've been thinking a lot about it. If you're going to have a combat utility knife, and let's call it that. Now, you can do whatever you want with this knife, right? You can hunt with it, camp with it, fish with it, cook with it. But to me, it has that combat utility feel. It does have a steel guard. Now, it is full tang, but it does have a butt cap that is screwed on. I like the feel of that cap on there for like stabbing and things like that. I'm always a little more wary when things like that are screwed on, and before anybody starts preaching to me on design or any other bullshit, let me remind you that I broke 2 screws on a $700 hammer. I'm not talking shit about it. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying when things are screwed on with old I'm just hard on stuff, guys. It's not about abusing a knife or hard using. I'm just hard on my tools. So it held up. It didn't get loose, none of that. But I was curious why they did that. Maybe if somebody from Zero Tolerance watched, they can fill me in. Or one of my wondrous subscribers who feels the need to correct me every 5 damn minutes. Either way, I'm good. So here's the deal, guys. Let me give you some specs. I actually love this size of knife. Now, it is in CPM 3V. I like that steel a lot. In particular, I like it for knives, and I don't know what else it would be for, but I just thought I'd throw that in. It has G10 handle scales. Now, let me say this before I get into the specs. What I'm doing, I believe this is a flat cut. What I'm doing is basically, I'm not making a spear or a punji stick for the kids. I'm making a wedge. Now, this is part of our tri-stick challenge, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shave down both sides equally till I get a wedge, and then I'm going to drill a hole about a halfway on each side. I'm going to split it. That's what I'm about to do here. And then if I was in the field or in the woods, what I would do is right below the split, I would tie some wire, and I would use, or rope, and I would use this to strip briars or limbs off of cordage. I worked with Blackie Thomas on this Saturday, and I wanted to do something that required a little bit of a skill set with this knife. I found the balance on this knife amazing. I found it very, very easy to use. And let me just say this actually works. I did one of these Saturday. Now, I got the split a little too big here, got a little carried away, but I could tie some rope on it and it would be fine. I did this Saturday with Blackie and was able to strip about 3 feet of briars. It was pretty damn impressive. When I do my tri-stick, and you can see here, we're doing a little tip work, very, very sharp, very easy to use. Very, very impressed with this knife all the way around. And shout out to Blackie Thomas, guys. He's at 91,000. We're trying to get him to 100,000. If you have not subscribed to Blackie, you damn sure should. He's an awesome dude, great backwoodsman, and has an awesome channel. Now, back to the knife. CPM 3V, G10 handle scales. It's 3/16 blade stock with an HRC of 59 to 61. It is made by Zero Tolerance. The model number is 0006. Overall length is 10 5/8. Blade length is 6 inches. That's a nod to the 0006. Cutting edge is 5 inches. Blade width is 1 3/8 inches. Handle length is 4 3/4, and then they slaughtered it on the inner grip. It's 4 7/16, almost 4.5. Any hand in the world can fit it. The handle thickness is 11/16. Now, I made a couple notes. The weight of this knife is 10.3 ounces. I really love this knife. I read a couple of their reviews, and I don't normally do that, but this knife just screamed combat utility, and I said, well, I'm going to go look it up, and it was made with that in mind. Now, you can use it for whatever. Here we're doing our zip tie test, and if you're new here, it's never about the sharpness with the zip ties. It's just putting pressure on that edge, see if it'll nick, chip, or roll. I will say this. I was overly impressed with how well this blade held its edge. Guys, anytime you stab a tire that many times, or you cut reinforced sandblast hose, and I don't know if you noticed, we cut that 2-inch ratchet strap, man, I know 5 or 6 times, and we cut it all throughout this video. That's ratchet strap that's out in the sandblast pit. So what you're seeing when I'm out here, yes, they are industrial mediums, but they're compounded by the fact there's sand all over them. Here I wanted to get a different grip on the knife, and you know what's crazy, man? This is just a regular plastic bottle, cuts pretty easy. I like this particular demonstration, and if you haven't tried it, try it. Just take a plastic bottle. Don't get the super thin, but get you a plastic bottle, Gatorade or Coke or something, and try it. And what you'll find, if you go around in a circle like that, there are certain places that will bind up. I think it's a very, very good demonstration of not only the knife sharpness, but getting a couple different grips on it. The guard. I'm typically not a guard guy, especially when it's got a butt cap that I can put my thumb on for extra security. The guard doesn't bother me. It doesn't make or break the knife. I do think it is removable, or you can take a Dremel and remove the top part. It has some nice jimping right there where the blade above the guard, and you can see I just have my thumb there. The knife is 10.3 ounces. That is not a heavy knife for this size. Now, they've got it listed as a big knife. For some it is. You know, knives are subjective. We talk about that a lot. For the channel, this is medium, small to medium, but I love it. Would I carry the knife? That's what everything hinges on. Yes, absolutely. I love it. I love the weight of it. I love the balance of it. I love the sharpness of it. I love the fit and finish. The sheath, let's talk about the sheath. The sheath, I believe, is Kydex, and it has a nylon strap. I don't dislike the sheath, okay? But it felt a little cold steely to me, and I'm a huge cold steel fan, not a big deal. I know this knife retails for about $330, $340, or that's what it was on Zero Tolerance's website. I don't know. I don't dislike the sheath. I don't love the sheath. I'm typically not a sheath guy. The fact that I even mentioned it means it stands out a little bit. I just got a little bit of a cold steel vibe there. Not the end of the world. It doesn't break the knife, but I wanted to mention that, and that'll give somebody else something to bitch about. Before we get too far, guys, there was a time in this country where 22 veterans a day took their own lives. Now, stats are everywhere. They're between 15 to 29. That's the actual number. That's why here on this channel, we focus on the number 0. Anything over 0 is simply unacceptable. Vets, we love you. Man, you got a place here. That's all that means. You're welcome here. Guys, I back the blue, and some people hate it, some people love it. You know what? It's my channel and my causes, and I'm not shoving it down your throat. The whole back the blue till it happens to you. I say it a lot. It's happened to me more than it'll happen to you. I promise you. I have my reasons. I've stated them enough that I'm not going to. Let me just say this. If you're new and you don't agree with that, that's fine, man. I'm not here to shove it on you. It's something I believe in. Finally, if you are an addict, never quit quitting. So, right here, I wanted to check out that butt cap. So what we did is just took some blocks of wood, nailed the knife in to get, just see if they'd split the wood very, very easily. You can see there no chips, things are dents. That is a little piece of wood, not a chip. I double checked that, but you can see it is a gorgeous, gorgeous blade. I don't get into fit and finish a lot, but I'll be damned if I wasn't impressed with this. Now, I stabbed this foam, guys, to see if there's any hang up pulling the knife out. There was none. Now, check this out. This is after cutting everything. I was super, super impressed with how this edge held up. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get home. I'm going to strop it up. I'm going to send it this weekend to my guy Frankie at What's the Point EDC. Kev, Peterbilt Knife Guy, I appreciate you. Guys, check out them too. Check out Blackie Thomas. And remember, I'm Scab. You're not. I'm gone, son.